Hello, I'm Ed Day, and I'm the traffic manager at Wokingham Borough Council. So I think the main one was personal development. I was looking for different areas outside maybe the traditional learning, in which to improve skills. Um, Also like to think I'm reasonably sort of IT literate, but with certainly space to improve. And the course, sort of met that need. And I guess finally, I think the principle of having champions for for the office based systems rather than just the technical aspects of is really useful for an organisation for those people who are less might be sort of literate but not so interested, and then they maybe find it more difficult to improve or even know where to ask, and less likely to just sort of have a dig around on the internet if they know that there's people in the organisation who be willing to help. Then that can only be a good thing for us and them. Practical elements for me. I will use the videos for sort of research in inverted commas. I'll quite often go and look at other resources as well, just to look around a subject. But I'm a sort of an action-based learner, so I'm much happier having a go at the challenge and then learning backwards, if you see what I mean. And then testing the self is good as well. So yeah, no, I like that. I like that they are modules fundamentally, and that you can move around based on sort of your area of interest at the time. But yeah, the challenges have been enjoyable. We've used Task and Planner to manage our temporary traffic order process, which has a script written by one of my colleagues. And to read the information that's inputted into a spreadsheet to then create tasks in Planner, and into sort of the Kanban board that generates. And we do that with managing our customer care, customer inquiries. And yeah, beyond that, there's a lot more things that I'd want to do with it, but on those purely process improvements, those are some big ones that have come out for it, to make sure that sort of the principle of being able to use the Office suite wherever you are, you can, and it's nice and visual, and the tasks and the reminders are still all built in for these sort of time pressured sort of statutory work processes. Beyond sort of just people getting in touch and asking questions, I mean, in a lot of cases it's sort of working through with people and then sort of saying, well, did you know you could do this, did you know you could do that? But yeah, we've scripts and using Power Automate to manage customer inquiries we've shared, I think, as I mentioned earlier. But other than that, yeah, just to show the capability, so or set up team sites for people, and they've sort of said what they've wanted, and I've sort of, I say, built it high, a bit of a high term for what I've done, but compared to some of the IT tasks. But yeah, working to sort of give people the same access that I might have in my team that we've worked on ourselves. It's that sort of thing, really. I've helped a colleague who was doing a project for her apprenticeship with some ideas. I don't know whether she went with them, but we had a good chat about the options that were available, which was a nice one to do with the with the mentoring hat on. So it is tasked by Planner for me. Just for that whole project management piece. Just being able to create the buckets and move things around them, and then, as I say, tying it in with Power Automate and that whole suite of tools, and Power Apps in general. Yeah, there's just a lot of power in there to manage one's time. Yeah, it's got to be that one really, and the layout and the flexibility really suits for a lot of the work I do. There's a community around it. You do pick up a lot of things, both in the sort of the app specific webinars, and then sort of the wider what's going on in the world. And we had a webinar about AI, which was very interesting, and sort of if there's a lot of, I don't know, fears around AI, but it was very interesting to hear how it actually works. And yeah, as a little community, you can get support, and yeah, you can develop yourself and try new things, and sometimes they work, sometimes they're not, you can't quite get them to do what you wanted to, but you try something else, and again, if you're stuck, there's someone to ask. Just because you're a sort of a champion doesn't mean you can't ask for help. And yeah, there isn't necessarily a sort of operational like app support within the organization. There was never, ring up for someone for help with Excel. There isn't that. And the fact that we can now provide that within the authority, with people who are doing it like with practical applications, is fantastic. So yeah, if someone's sort of keen to contribute and help their colleagues and learn something in a sort of positive way, and not informal but in a relaxed way, shall we say, at their own pace, then yeah, it's very good for that.